We'll start our meeting with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we'll start our meeting with a public hearing to reestablish the Cum Bridge Fund Rate. And I'll open it up to the public. Do we have anyone for or against? Okay, Matt, do we just,
If there's no public comment, I mean, Brandon, I don't know if you have anything necessarily to say about it. We just needed to reestablish the fund, and
right,
this is the process where how you do it. You know, we have to have a public hearing. We don't have to sit here for 20 minutes if nobody wants to talk about it. So
okay.
I think you can close the public hearing, assuming recognize almost everybody here. So I don't think anybody.
Okay, at this time, we'll close the public hearing and we'll begin the commissioners meeting. First on the agenda, we have Judge Fahl.
So quiet in here. Brought me in. I don't want to take a lot of your time, and I've avoided this conversation for 10 years, but it's come to the point where I think it's necessary for my office to have a county credit card. We're doing a lot more jury trials, so we have to provide meals for those jurors. In the past, I've always just given my credit card to the staff, and they'll run to Pizza Hut or whatever they need. But it's become a problem lately since I have C-Photo ID on my credit card, and they've had to put it on theirs, some other things like that. And I actually recently had some inappropriate charges on mine. I had to cancel that card out completely and get a new card. So I've decided to be a little bit more careful with my own PPI. We're also doing, I'm requiring my staff to do training, and any type of training, whether it's computer training or even grammar and punctuation training, so we get better orders. I'm requiring them to do a certain number of hours. And some of them just can't afford to put that on their credit card and get reimbursed by the county. So we're at that point where, like I said, I didn't really want to have to come and get a county credit card. I didn't want the headache of it. But now I have a solid office administrator. Her job is to run all those administrative things for me, and we're lead for it. So I just came to you asking if my office, not me specifically, could have a county credit card to use for legitimate purposes.
So would it be under the administrator's name then,
Well, if I
or?
put it under, I didn't think about that. I just assumed it came from Willoughby County. So
I think it has to have a name.
Yeah,
attached.
I think it could just have your name on it, I would
Yeah.
assume.
So then what I would ask is if we have Amy Beckles name on there. And, but do I ask, does that cause her to get a credit check? Okay. Can I, if it's approved, can I talk to her about that first? I didn't even really think about that issue, so that's my fault. I'm not thinking ahead. It kind of defeats the purpose if it's in my name of being able to do that, but I just want to make sure she's comfortable with having the credit check run. I don't think it'll be a problem, but I just want to check with her first before I can get her to that.
Sure.
But other than that, I guess I should have thought about that before I came in.
Commissioners, your thoughts?
I think it sounds legitimate. I mean, I can only, it's, pretty annoying to go out and spend and have a bunch of receipts and then turn them all in and then wait 2 weeks to get reimbursed. So I think, I'm surprised you don't have one already.
Like I said, we just put it off. In the past, I did all my other administrative work. It was just more paperwork, to do and to run the risk of not getting done in time or something like that. So now that I have Amy, I feel confident that she can make sure we meet all the deadlines and problems we have. She communicates with Jenna regularly while I'm on the bench. So I feel more comfortable with those administrative duties that way.
Do you have, I'm sorry, did you have anything?
No, go ahead.
I will move that the Whitley County Circuit Court is able to get a county credit card to use for their office.
And I'll second.
Okay, we've got a motion, we've got a second. Further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand.
Just so you have it correct. I'm sorry, it's the Superior Court.
Yeah,
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay.
I don't know why I was
Just
thinking.
didn't want you to have a bad-
I knew that. I did know that.
You visited, both of you visited, all three of you visited, so I appreciate that. I'm a little-
Maybe Matt wants one too, so.
And that would be under Amy Bechtold.
Yes.
And we'll hold off until you talk to Amy.
I'll talk to her as soon as I get back before I jump on the bench, and I'm sure it'll be fine, but I feel like I avoided that courtesy before I just committed her to that.
Sure.
I committed her to a lot of other things. I shouldn't do that as well. But thank you so much for your consideration. I'll let you get back to your meeting.
Thanks, Judge.
Thank you.
Matt, do we have to have a vote on this ordinance right now then, or?
Yes, we need to vote on it, but I see in the packet, Brandon, there's all these appendixes and stuff. Did somebody publish the notices and things related to this? Okay. But those, yeah, I didn't see this packet before. So was the publication of the public hearing that was today, was that published?
Yeah.
Okay. I just didn't do it, so I wanted to make sure somebody else did. Assuming,
Yep.
yeah, assuming that happened, then yes, we need to adopt the ordinance.
Okay. This is on ordinance 2021-03, and it's an ordinance establishing the Cume Bridge Fund under Indiana Code 816-3-1.
So I just want to be sure that I understand before we call for a vote. This is not increasing taxes. This is only taking, Jan, this is mostly for you. We're taking monies that we're already receiving and we're redirecting the Coombe Bridge. Is that right? We're not increasing the constituency's taxes, right? We're not raising taxes.
Right, we're just giving that fund more of the levy that we receive already.
Right, okay. That's my question.
I think this rate is the same as the rate we had previously used.
Yes.
So on top of.
Right, we're just going back to the previous rate where we had set up until 2017 or 18.
I think it's one of those, yeah.
Yeah. And for public knowledge, the rate was just inadvertently entered at that time. It wasn't that council or commissioners decided that we would lower the rate. It was just inadvertently entered and we couldn't change it back without going through this process.
Right.
That's correct.
I'll make a motion that we approve ordinance 2021-03.
Got a motion to approve the ordinance 2021-03.
And I'll second.
Got a second. Discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you. Then Brandon, you'll take care of the appendix?
Yes.
Okay.
Notice that goes back. Now that it's been adopted, there's a secondary.
Right. Okay. Okay, thank you. Matt, did you have anything?
The only other things that I really have are things that are on the agenda, the agreements that we put together, and Bill came back, but Bill Bryce had brought at the end of the last meeting
Right.
that basically the same lease agreement for the space that the sheriff's department's using, as well as I see Don is here, Armstrong for the Armstrong property. Those are the only other
Right.
things that I have, but they're on the agenda for later, so.
Okay. Okay, that being said, we'll go to the purchase agreement for the Armstrong property. Do you have the agreement here? I don't know if everyone's
Yeah, I've
had
got
a
it.
chance. Okay.
Oh, no, I don't. Is that different? And Matt, this is the same one that you emailed us. You wanna
Well,
look at it?
I've seen
I'm
it.
assuming it is.
Yeah,
It's if it's the one that Janice sent in the packet, is the right one. As well as there is the came out last week that kind of goes with this, just the maintenance agreement related to the drainage tile. You know, it's of primary importance to Don, but really to everybody, that the tile runs from multiple properties, and without an agreement in place on the maintenance of that, you know, if the person in the middle doesn't maintain it, doesn't work at the top or the bottom, we'd be in the middle. And so this maintenance of the drainage tile agreement, just make sure that we all have access and equally will share in the cost of maintaining that tile that services multiple properties.
Okay.
I think that tile goes all the way down to the IMPA, the property IMPA's using as well.
Okay.
They don't want their solar panels flooded, so they're concerned about it.
Sure. Did you have anything else, Don, at this time?
Do we know if there's been any issues with that drainage tile? Because I'm quickly learning, being on drainage board, that can be. Do you know if there's been any issues with the tile that we're discussing?
Just installed last summer.
Okay.
I just want to make sure.
So if they sign
Right
it,
through an easement,
get it.
It's easier accessible.
Okay.
Or he-
Perfect. Yeah, it's been recently done. I don't have any problems with it.
Thank you, Don.
This is also, just for your knowledge as well as the public, this is just a purchase agreement. This is not the closing. There is a couple of things that are conditions of closing, one of which I think Don's got accomplished at this point, which is pulling this property kind of out of the park. That will have to go through some steps before we actually close. This is just, the purchase agreement is just memorializing the agreement from today to closing
Okay.
and spelling out who's paying for what and the price and terms. And
This does have one signature for the chair.
I can't notarize it. I'm a notary, so
Okay.
even Don, if you want to, you can come sign it afterwards, and I can notarize for you as well. Save you a trip from going to Marsh's.
I'd like to make a motion that we approve the purchase agreement and that we allow the president of commissioners to sign.
Yeah, we got a motion to approve with the president of the commissioners to sign.
Second?
Got a second. Further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you.
George, do you have the drainage as well?
Yeah,
You have it right
I would
there.
make a separate motion to
Yep.
to
Okay.
sign that probably, since that wasn't in the
Okay.
first motion.
I'll pass this down. That's just the drainage agreement. That is an addendum to,
Okay. And Matt, you're the one who wrote this up.
Marcia actually, McNaghy wrote it, but I have reviewed it and had sent it out previously.
Well, I also move that we approve the agreement for the drainage agreement.
And I'll second.
okay, we got a motion and we got a second to approve the amendment for the drainage agreement to the real estate purchase agreement. Any further discussion? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you.
I will scan these and circulate them to everybody, the signed ones, after I notarize them as well. This is good, saves the stuff. Thank you. Thank you.
Thanks, Don. I don't see Bill Bryce here. Do you?
No, and it should be in your packet. If not, I have a copy. The lease that Bill kind of brought at the end of our last meeting, I did review that. It really, it's the same lease that we previously had approved. It just extends the term out through March of 2022. The existing lease expires March whatever the last day in March is, 31st of 21. So we needed to get it taken care of. So there wasn't a gap in the leasehold. And I believe, yeah, Jerry's already actually signed it. So
Okay.
it's set up for all 3 signatures.
I'll move that we approve the new lease agreement.
Okay, we've got a motion to approve the new lease agreement with Jerry Reiff. See what the address is on that. "1901 Business 30 West, Columbia City."
The actual property, that's not the property address. It's
Oh,
Jerry's address.
Yeah.
It'd be a PMBR address.
Yeah.
Should be. Let's see it.
I don't either.
I was thinking it was in here.
Oh, wait. 202 West Van Buren.
Yep.
That would be
There
it.
is. Yep. Unit D, 202 West Van Buren in the Northwest Center.
So we have a
I'll
motion.
second. We do have a motion. I'll second the motion that we approve the lease agreement for 202 Van Buren.
Okay, we've got a motion and a second. Discussion. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same.
Would you mind keeping the original and then just email?
Okay, next on the agenda, we have the facilities request, and I have that in front of me. It's from Robin Wright for Old Settlers Day Association for the courthouse lawn. And it's the Old Settlers Days takes place downtown Columbia City, West Van Buren, and Main to west to Walnut and Chauncey Street from City Hall to Post Office. This request includes setting a stage for entertainment each afternoon and evening, Tuesday through Saturday on the south lawn. This year, we will attempt to revive the kiddie parade around the courthouse square as well as provide a yet to be determined cornhole tournament on the square.
Is this the same one they give us every year? I mean, very similar. Okay. I'll make a motion that we approve the facilities request as presented.
Got a motion to approve the facilities request as presented for Old Settlers Day Association.
I'll second.
Got a second. Further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you. You know it is approved.
I'm
Note
sorry.
that is approved.
Oh, okay.
Next on our agenda, we have payroll and accounts payable claims approval. Do I have an approval or a motion for approval for payroll claims?
So
Oh.
moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Discussion. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you. Accounts payable claims.
I'll make a motion that we approve accounts payable. George and I went through them this morning and everything looked to be in order.
I'll second.
Got a motion, we've got a second. Discussion. All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Jenna and Tiffany, you did a great job on that. Yep. Previous meeting minutes approval for March 1st, 2021.
I've had a chance to review them and didn't find any error. I move that we approve them as presented.
Yeah, we got a motion to approve.
Second.
Got a second. Any further discussions? All those in favor, raise your right hand. Opposed, the same. Thank you. We're gonna have a record meeting again here. Hey, Matt, did you have any further?
I do not.
Jana? Commissioner?
I have nothing.
Commissioner?
I guess I'll just mention that we've been doing our due diligence and just researching some companies that will be working on our jail project, just to ensure that we're picking the right company and that they do good work and that it's the right fit for us. So we should see some motion on that in the next few months. That's it.
And I don't have anything from the public at all. Call for adjournment.
So move.
Thank you, everyone.